Before I bought my latest bike, a 2022 CRF300L Rally, I did hours of research and watched tons of video reviews on YouTube. I do this with many of the big purchases I make in my life because I like to be fully researched before committing to a big purchase. As I was watching these video reviews on the CRF300, I kept seeing reviewers commenting on how underpowered the bike was. If you browse forums and Reddit, many people on the internet have the same comment. The Honda 300 engine is gutless and is underpowered for a quote-unquote dual sport. I was personally really drawn to the CRF300. I loved the rally look, the colors, the overall aesthetic of the bike, and what it promised. However, reading these reviews and comments about the lack of power really dampened my excitement about the bike, and I was pretty conflicted about it. Everyone online made it sound like you couldn't really enjoy the bike without doing expensive power mods. I can only afford one bike at the moment, and I knew it had to be a dual sport, but at the same time, I ride a lot of highway miles and it had to be able to handle that. Reviewers online made it sound like the CRF didn't have the power to travel at realistic highway speeds in Texas, and that at best it would be a casual bike to ride in the city and on back roads. I didn't really want to get a DR650 because it was heavy, old tech, and carbureted. I'm not saying the DR650 is a bad bike. I owned one years ago and it was awesome. But technologically, it is a dinosaur. I really wanted a modern, fuel-injected, and affordable dual sport. I decided to just go for it and buy the CRF300 Rally. I picked up a 2022 model with about 2,000 miles on it and proceeded to start riding it hard and often. After riding nearly 1,000 miles in the past 2 months, I have to say I'm totally satisfied and impressed. I honestly don't know how reviewers online are saying that the engine is underpowered and boring. I have been able to do everything I needed to on this bike. The suspension is soft, but in regards to the engine, I have been completely satisfied with the stock power. It rips through twisty roads with ease. It sits on the highway at 75 plus with just enough passing power to still pass cars if I need to. I think for a 300 class, actually 286cc bike, it punches far above its class and in my opinion is a true unicorn bike, but that's for a different video. Of course, I don't think anyone, including myself, would turn down the option to add more power to their bike with the right mods. But my point is that even stock, this bike is enough. Eventually, I won't be able to help myself, and that 301cc big bore kit is very tempting. But the bike doesn't need that to be good. Circling back to the title of this video, I think research and watching reviews is a good thing, and you should absolutely do it before you buy your next bike. But I also think that reviewers' comments should be taken with a grain of salt. Moto journalists have the opportunity to ride the latest and greatest bikes and give their thoughts on them, which is awesome, and I'm definitely envious. The problem with this is that as they ride more and more premium bikes, it seems like their perspective shifts and they become, for lack of a better word, spoiled by how nice the top tier motorcycles are. They lose touch with the more affordable motorcycling world. I get it, when you get to ride new KTM Enduros all the time, the CRF300 must seem like a dud by comparison. But for the rest of us, the CRF300 has plenty of power to be satisfying, and as a plus doesn't require nearly the same level of maintenance. I think the point I'm trying to make is that extensive research is a good thing, but when watching professional reviewers, you have to keep in mind that they get to ride the best bikes, and as such, their perspective is different from an average motorcyclist. If you are drawn to a particular bike, I'd encourage you to just go for it. Try it out for a while, and if you really aren't happy with it, sell it and move on. I'm so happy that I bought the CRF300. It's quickly becoming my favorite bike, despite being the least powerful I've ever owned. It does everything I needed to and puts a smile on my face, and I don't think you can ask for more than that. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you out on the road.